The transport ship Wanderer docked at Kythera Station with a soft hiss. Lisa Martinez held her son Matt's hand as they waited for the doors to open. Matt was 6 years old and had been sick for a long time. They were coming to the station's medical center for special treatment. "Mom, are we there yet?" Matt asked. "Yes, sweetie." "We're here," Lisa said. She looked down at her son. His brown hair was getting thin from the medicine, but his eyes were still bright. She had quit her job on Europa to bring him here. The doctor said Kythera Station had the best equipment in the galaxy. The doors opened with a whoosh. Bright lights filled the ship's entrance. Lisa and Matt stepped out into a huge space. The station was bigger than Lisa had imagined. People and aliens walked everywhere. Some had 4 arms, some had blue skin, and some looked like giant insects. Matt's eyes went wide. "Look, Mom, they're all different." "Yes, they are," Lisa said. She held his hand tighter as they walked. Near the entrance, 3 tall aliens stood guard. They wore dark blue uniforms and had scales like a snake. Their eyes were yellow and moved in different directions. These were Vortanians, the main security force on the station. Commander Zexthal watched the humans enter. He had been guarding this station for 10 years. He had seen many species come and go, but humans always made him nervous. Earth was what other aliens called a death world, a planet so dangerous that nothing should be able to live there. Yet humans not only lived there, they thrived. "Keep watching them," he told his guards, Griktar and Velmar. "Deathworlders are unpredictable." Griktar nodded. "Commander, they are just a female and a child. The child looks sick." "Exactly. A sick human child might make the female dangerous. You know how protective Deathworlder parents are," Zexthal said. Velmar shifted his weight. "I heard a story once. A human male on Ganymede Station lifted a crashed shuttle to save his mate. The shuttle weighed 2 tons. Stories like that are why we must be careful," the commander said. "Monitor them, but keep your distance." Lisa didn't notice the guards watching them. She was looking at the station map on her tablet. "The medical center is in Section C," she told Matt. "We need to take the transport tube." As they walked, Matt kept staring at everything. There were shops selling strange foods, aliens arguing in languages that sounded like music, and robots cleaning the floors. "Mom, can we get ice cream?" "After we see the doctor," Lisa said. She had been saving credits for months to pay for this trip. There wasn't much left for extras. They reached the transport tube entrance. More aliens waited there. Some looked like walking flowers. Others had too many eyes. A small creature with purple fur bumped into Matt's leg and chittered an apology. The transport tube arrived silently. It was a clear glass pod that moved through tubes in the station walls. Lisa and Matt squeezed in with several aliens. The pod started moving fast, and Matt pressed his face against the glass. "Whoa! We're flying!" An alien with tentacles for arms spoke to Lisa. Its voice sounded like bubbles popping. "Your offspring enjoys transportation pods, yes?" Lisa smiled. "Yes, he does. Everything here is new to him." "First visit to Kythera Station?" "Yes. We're from Europa. My son needs medical treatment." The tentacled alien nodded. "Ah, Europa. Moon of Jupiter. Very cold. You are a worker there?" "Was. I worked construction, building new colonies under the ice." The alien's eyes widened. "Construction work? On Europa?" "Very dangerous, yes. Ice shifts, pressure changes, many accidents." "It had its risks," Lisa said. She didn't mention the time a habitat dome cracked and she had to hold it together until the repair team arrived. Or when the heavy equipment broke and she had to move steel beams by hand. Construction work on Europa had made her strong. Behind them in the transport pod, a group of Vortanian security trainees whispered to each other. "That's a human," one said. "Did you see her hands? Look how scarred they are." "My instructor says humans can work in environments that would kill most species," another added. "Their homeworld has predators everywhere, extreme weather, and even their plants try to poison them." "I heard they hunt for sport," said a third trainee. An older Vortanian guard hushed them. "Quiet. She might hear you." The transport pod slowed as it approached Section C. Lisa noticed the guards watching her but thought nothing of it. Matt was getting tired and she needed to find the medical center before his next dose of medicine. "Almost there, buddy," she said. The pod stopped and they got out. The medical section was different from the rest of the station. It was quieter, and the air smelled like the hospital on Europa. White walls, soft lighting, and medical staff moving quickly between rooms. Lisa found the check-in desk. A robot with a friendly face scanned their identification cards. Lisa Martinez and Matt Martinez. "Yes, we have your appointment. Please proceed to waiting room Beta 7. They walked down a long corridor lined with medical equipment. Through some windows, Lisa could see alien doctors working on patients. In one room, a creature with 6 legs was having one of them treated. In another, a doctor with extra arms was doing surgery. "Mom, will my doctor be an alien?" Matt asked. "I don't know, sweetie, but all the doctors here are really good." They found waiting room Beta 7. It was small but comfortable, with soft chairs and a window looking out at space. Stars twinkled in the darkness, and sometimes a ship would fly by. Matt climbed onto a chair and swung his legs. "How long do we have to wait?" "The appointment is in 30 minutes, Lisa said. She sat next to him and pulled out his medicine. "Time for your pills." Matt made a face but took them. Lisa watched him swallow and felt that familiar worry in her chest. The doctors on Europa had done everything they could, but Matt needed specialized treatment. Kithra Station was their last hope. As they waited, the security alerts in the station control room were quiet. Commander Zexthal was writing his daily report. In it, he noted the arrival of 2 human passengers. He marked them as low risk, but added a note to continue monitoring. He had learned long ago that when it came to Deathworlders, it was better to be prepared for anything. Outside their waiting room, a freight loader was being loaded with cargo. The operator, a young alien on his first day, was nervous. He kept checking the controls, making sure everything was working properly. The machine was heavy and powerful, designed to move tons of equipment around the station. In the waiting room, Matt leaned against his mother. "Mom? Yes? Are the doctors going to make me better?" Lisa hugged him. "They're going to try their very best, sweetheart." "I hope so. I'm tired of being sick." "I know you are. Mom's here with you, okay? No matter what happens." Matt nodded and closed his eyes. Lisa watched the stars through the window and hoped they had made the right choice coming here. She didn't know that in just a few hours both their lives would change forever. 2 hours later, Lisa and Matt left the medical center. The doctor had done all the tests and given Matt new medicine. They would have to wait 3 days for the treatment to start. "Can we explore now?" Matt asked. His energy was back after resting. "For a little while," Lisa said. She checked her tablet for the station map. "Let's go to the market district. We can get that ice cream I promised." They took another transport pod to the market district. This area was different from the medical section. It was noisy and crowded with hundreds of shops and stalls. Aliens of every shape and size sold food, clothes, technology, and things Lisa couldn't even identify. "Wow," Matt said, holding his mother's hand tighter. "It's like a giant mall." "Stay close to me," Lisa said. The crowds were thick and she didn't want Matt to get lost. They walked past stalls selling glowing fruit, shops with floating jewelry, and a restaurant that served food that was still moving. Matt pointed at everything, asking questions Lisa couldn't answer. Near the center of the market, they found an ice cream stand run by a friendly alien with blue tentacles. The sign above the stand showed pictures of different flavors. "What kind would you like?" Lisa asked Matt. "The green one. It's glowing." Lisa paid for the ice cream, using up more of their credits. Matt was so excited he started eating it while walking. "Slow down, you'll get a brain freeze," Lisa warned. Just then, something small and furry ran between Lisa's legs. It was about the size of a rabbit with 6 legs and bright orange fur. "Oh," Matt said, nearly dropping his ice cream. "What's that?" The creature stopped and looked up at him. It had big purple eyes and made a sound like a kitten. "I think it's someone's pet," Lisa said. A voice called out in broken English. "Pip! Come back, Pip!" A young alien ran toward them, waving extra arms in panic. "So sorry. My pet, he run away." The furry creature Pip rubbed against Matt's leg and purred loudly. "He likes you," the alien said to Matt. "Pip usually afraid of new species." Matt giggled and bent down to pet Pip. The creature climbed onto his back like a backpack. "Pip!" the alien owner cried. "No climbing on strangers." But Pip was happy on Matt's back. He chirped and nuzzled Matt's hair. "It's okay," Lisa said. "Matt loves animals." The alien owner smiled. "Thank you. I am Zix, student here. Pip is my comfort companion." "Nice to meet you," Lisa said. "We're the Martinez family." Matt was laughing as Pip tickled him with tiny paws. "Mom, can we get a pet like this?" "Maybe someday," Lisa said, smiling. It was nice to see Matt so happy. At that moment, loud alarms started blaring throughout the market. Red lights flashed from every direction. "Attention," a mechanical voice announced. "Hover freight incident in progress. Please stand clear of loading zones." Lisa looked around. Everyone stopped what they were doing. Some aliens covered their ears from the noise. "What's happening?" Lisa asked Zix. "Sounds like a freight loader malfunction," Zix said nervously. "They're heavy machines. Very dangerous if they lose control." About 50 meters away, Lisa could see a crowd forming near a loading dock. People were pointing and shouting. "Let's go the other way," Lisa said to Matt. "We don't need to see this." But Pip suddenly jumped off Matt's back and ran toward the commotion. "Pip!" Zix cried. "Come back!" Matt, wanting to help, ran after Pip. "I'll get him!" "Matt!" Lisa shouted, but he was already pushing through the crowd. Lisa ran after her son, her heart pounding. As she got closer to the loading dock, she could hear screaming and the sound of metal scraping metal. The scene was chaos. A massive hover freight loader about the size of a small bus was skidding across the floor. Its anti-gravity systems were sparking and failing. Cargo boxes flew in every direction. Aliens were running and diving for cover. The machine operator, the same nervous young alien from earlier, was hanging out of the control cabin. His face was green with terror. "I can't stop it," he screamed. "The controls aren't working." The loader crashed into a support beam with a tremendous bang. The impact sent it spinning like a top. Then, with a terrible grinding sound, it tilted and began to fall. "Matt!" Lisa screamed. Through the panicking crowd, she saw her son. He was on his knees reaching for Pip, who was hiding behind a cargo container. The falling loader was heading straight toward them. Time seemed to slow down. The 3-ton machine fell like a giant metal tree. Matt looked up and froze in terror. Pip made a tiny scared sound. The loader crashed down with a deafening boom. When the dust and debris cleared, Lisa saw the terrible truth. Matt wasn't crushed. The cargo container had saved him. But the edge of the machine had pinned his leg. He was trapped underneath 3 tons of dead weight. "Mommy!" Matt screamed. "I can't move." Pip was also trapped, whimpering next to Matt's head. Lisa ran toward them, pushing past stunned aliens. Her construction worker instincts kicked in. She could see the situation clearly. The loader wasn't crushing Matt, but it was pressing down on his leg. Any movement could make it worse. Security alarms were still blaring. The mechanical voice kept repeating emergency instructions. "Emergency. Services have been contacted. Please remain calm. Do not attempt to move heavy equipment without authorization." But Lisa wasn't listening to instructions. All she could see was her son, trapped and crying. Behind her, she heard alien voices. Someone, "Call for help. The emergency teams are delayed. There's a system glitch. That's a human child under there. Those Deathworlders are tough, but even they can't survive being crushed." Lisa reached the fallen loader. Up close, it was even more massive than she thought. The metal was hot and still smoking from the crash. Warning lights blinked across its surface. She knelt down next to the machine, looking for any way to free Matt. "It's okay, sweetie," she called to him. "Mommy's here, don't move, okay? Just stay still." Matt's face was streaked with tears and dirt. "It hurts, Mom. My leg really hurts." Lisa examined the situation. The loader was resting on its side, with one corner pressing down on Matt's leg. If she could lift that corner just a few inches, She stood up and grabbed the edge of the machine, testing its weight. It didn't budge. 3 Vortanian security guards arrived, running through the crowd. Commander Zexthal was leading them. "Step away from the equipment," he ordered. "Emergency teams will handle this." "My son is under there," Lisa shouted back. "He needs help now." "The proper protocols must be followed," Zexthal said. "Moving. That machine incorrectly could—" "Mommy!" Matt screamed again. Lisa looked at her son, then at the guards, then back at the massive machine. Her mind was racing. She remembered lifting steel beams on Europa. She remembered holding together a cracked dome during a pressure storm. She remembered all the times she had done impossible things because she had no choice. The guards were discussing emergency procedures. Other aliens were watching but not helping. The emergency teams were still delayed, and Matt was crying for his mother. Lisa took a deep breath. She positioned herself at the edge of the loader, found her grip, and set her feet. The Vortanian guards stopped talking and stared at her. "Lady, you can't," Griktar started to say. But Lisa wasn't listening to anyone anymore. She was listening to Matt's cries and the sound of her own heartbeat. In her mind, she heard her construction supervisor's voice from years ago. "Martinez, when you can't use a machine, you become the machine." She had lifted heavy things before. Maybe not 3 tons at once, but the principle was the same. Use your whole body. Find the right angle. Focus all your strength into one moment. Lisa gripped the loader's edge and began to pull. At first, nothing happened. The machine seemed welded to the floor, but Lisa kept pulling, feeling muscles in her back and legs that she hadn't used since leaving Europa. Then, impossibly, the loader moved. Just a fraction of an inch, but it moved. The Vortanian guards stood frozen, watching a human woman attempt to lift a 3-ton machine with her bare hands. "By the 7 moons," Velmar whispered. It's actually moving." Lisa pulled harder, straining every muscle in her body. The loader creaked and groaned. Matt's cries mixed with the sound of metal. And inch by impossible inch, the machine began to rise. The hover freight loader rose another inch. Lisa's arms were shaking, but she didn't stop. Her construction experience told her to use her legs, not just her arms. She adjusted her stance and pulled again. Matt's eyes went wide. "Mom, it's moving!" "Stay still, baby," Lisa grunted through clenched teeth. "Almost there." More aliens gathered to watch. They whispered among themselves in different languages, all saying the same thing in different words. "Impossible." Commander Zexthal stepped closer. His yellow eyes moved independently, one watching Lisa, the other watching the loader. "This cannot be happening," he said to his guards. "But it is, Commander," Griktar replied. "Look." The machine was now 6 inches off Matt's leg. Lisa's whole body was trembling from the effort. Sweat poured down her face. Every muscle in her body screamed, but she didn't let go. "Someone help her," a voice called from the crowd. An alien shaped like a boulder rolled forward. "I am strong. I will help." The boulder alien positioned itself next to Lisa and tried to grip the loader. Together they lifted. The machine rose another few inches. "That's it," Matt said hopefully. "A little more and I can crawl out." Lisa could barely speak. Her vision was getting blurry. Almost, just a little more. Another alien joined them. This one looked like a giant spider with too many arms. It wrapped several limbs around the loader's frame. "Together," the spider alien chirped. "On 3. 1, 2, 3. The loader lifted higher. Now there was almost a foot of space under the edge. "Matt," Lisa gasped. "When I say go, you crawl out fast. Don't stand up, just crawl away from the machine." "I'm scared, Mom." "I know, sweetie. But you're brave. You can do this." The aliens helping were straining too. The boulder alien made grinding sounds like rocks rubbing together. The spider aliens, many arms shook with effort. "Go!" Lisa shouted. Matt started to crawl. His leg hurt, but he could move it. Pip, still trapped next to him, scrambled along too. The little pet squeaked with fear, but then Matt stopped halfway out. Pip's stuck. Lisa saw the problem. The little alien pet had his tail caught under the loader's edge. Keep going, Matt. Leave Pip. I can't leave him. Matt reached back for the pet. The effort of holding the loader was too much. Lisa felt her grip slipping. Her hands were sweaty, and the metal was getting hot from the malfunctioning systems. Matt, please, she begged. Save yourself. But Matt had already grabbed Pip and was pulling him free. The pet squeaked and scrambled. Finally, with a pop, Pip's tail came loose. Got him, Matt yelled. Both boy and pet crawled out from under the loader. As soon as they were clear, Lisa's strength gave out. Her hands slipped, and the massive machine crashed back down with a thunderous boom. Lisa collapsed to her knees, gasping for air. Her arms felt like jelly. For a moment, she couldn't move at all. Matt, still holding Pip, crawled to his mother. Mom, are you okay? She opened her eyes and saw her son's dirty, tear-streaked face. Relief flooded through her. I'm okay. Baby, are you hurt? My leg hurts a little, but I'm okay too. The Vortanian guard stood in stunned silence. Commander Zexthal approached slowly, as if afraid Lisa might do something else impossible. That was... He started, then stopped. He didn't have words for what he had just seen. Other aliens began cheering. Some clapped appendages together, others made sounds that might have been applause in their cultures. Amazing, said the bolder alien. Never seen such strength. Deathworlders, the spider alien chittered to its friend. Now I understand why. They survived. Zix, Pip's owner, pushed through the crowd. Pip, you're safe. The young alien picked up the pet, then turned to Matt and Lisa. Thank you so much. You saved him. It's okay, Lisa said, still breathing hard. I'm just glad everyone's safe. Emergency teams finally arrived, looking flustered and apologetic. A robot medic scanned Matt's leg with a blue light. Minor bruising, the medic reported. Some muscle strain. He'll need rest, but no permanent damage. Another team examined the crashed loader. Total system failure, they concluded. The anti-gravity unit overloaded. Very dangerous malfunction. Commander Zexthal stood watching everything. His officers gathered around him. Sir, Velmar said quietly, about humans being dangerous. Yes, the commander replied. Maybe we've been thinking about it wrong. They're not dangerous to us. They're dangerous to anything that threatens their young. Zexthal nodded slowly. Perhaps you're right. I've never seen such dedication. Griktar chimed in. 3 tons, Commander. A human female lifted 3 tons with her bare hands. Not just lifted, Velmar added. She held it. Long enough for help to arrive. Long enough for the child to escape. Our strongest warriors couldn't do that. The commander watched as medical staff helped Lisa sit properly. She was still catching her breath, but she kept one eye on Matt at all times. Update our files, he told his guards. Humans are extraordinary, especially their maternal instincts. Lisa didn't hear their conversation. She was focused on Matt, who was being examined by doctors. The boy seemed fine, just tired and shaken. Mom, Matt said, why did you do that? Everyone says it was impossible. Lisa smiled weakly. Nothing's impossible when it comes to keeping you safe, sweetie. But 3 tons. Your mom used to move heavy things all the time on Europa, Lisa said. Plus, I had help. She looked at the aliens who had assisted her. Thank you, all of you. The bolder alien rolled closer. We helped, yes, but you started it. You showed us it could be done. Word of the incident was already spreading through the station. Aliens at the far edges of the market were whispering excitedly, pointing at Lisa, the human who lifted the loader, saved her child. Impossible strength. Deathworlders are not what we thought. Matt leaned against his mother, careful of her sore arms. Pip curled up in his lap, purring loudly. The little alien pet seemed to understand that Matt had risked himself to save him. Will they fix the loader? Matt asked, looking at the crashed machine. I'm sure they will, Lisa said. But more importantly, are you sure you're okay, your leg? It's getting better. The medicine the robot gave me helps. Lisa noticed the crowds were still watching them. Some took pictures with devices she didn't recognize. Others just stared in wonder. I think we should go back to the medical center, she said. You need proper rest, and I need to sit down for a while. As they stood to leave, Commander Zexthal approached. He moved with more respect than before, no longer treating them as potential threats. Mrs. Martinez, he said formally. On behalf of Kythera Station Security, I apologize for the delayed emergency response. It should not have happened. It's okay, Lisa said. System glitches happen. Also, the commander continued, what you did was remarkable. It will be remembered. Lisa shrugged, wincing as her sore muscles protested. I just did what any parent would do. No, Zexthal said firmly. What any human parent would do. There's a difference. We understand that now. As Lisa and Matt walked away, supported by medical staff, the Vortanian guards watched them go. Remind me never to threaten a human child in front of their parents, Griktar said. Felmar nodded. Remind me to never threaten a human child at all. Commander Zexthal made a mental note to update all their training protocols. Clearly, they had much to learn about Deathworlders. Lisa and Matt were back in the medical center waiting room, the same room where they had sat just hours earlier, but now everything was different. Medical staff moved around them quickly, checking Matt's leg again and treating Lisa's arms. Your muscle strain is severe, the alien doctor said, examining Lisa's arms with a scanning device. Rest for at least 3 days. No lifting anything heavy. Lisa almost laughed. I think I'm done lifting heavy things for a while. Matt sat next to her, his leg wrapped in a healing bandage. Pip was curled up on his lap, still purring. Zix, Pip's owner, sat across from them, grateful and excited. My family will want to thank you properly, Zix said. Pip is very important. To us. He helps with my anxiety about studying. No thanks needed, Lisa said. I'm just glad he's okay. News of the incident was spreading fast. Lisa could see it on the faces of every alien who walked past their room. Some stopped and stared, others whispered to each other. A few took quick photos when they thought Lisa wasn't looking. Mom, Matt said, why is everyone looking at us? I guess they heard about what happened, Lisa said. A human nurse entered the room, smiling widely. She was the first human Lisa had seen on the station besides Matt. Lisa Martinez? The nurse asked. I'm Janet. I came down as soon as I heard. Are you both okay? We're fine, Lisa said. You work here? I'm with the emergency medical team. I was on break when the alert came through. Janet sat down. The whole station is talking about what you did. A human mother lifting a 3-ton loader? It's incredible. It was just adrenaline, Lisa said, uncomfortable with the attention. And others helped. Don't be modest, Janet said. I've been working on alien stations for 5 years. I've never seen aliens so impressed. Usually they think humans are either too aggressive or too weak. You just showed them there's more to us. She leaned in and lowered her voice. Security has been watching you since you arrived. I saw it on their screens. They marked you as a potential threat just for being human. Really? Lisa was surprised. We're just here for Matt's treatment. They're always nervous around humans. They call Earth a death world and think we're all dangerous. Janet smiled. After today, I think their definition of dangerous just changed. A commotion outside the door interrupted them. Voices were getting louder in the hallway. I want to see them, a gruff voice demanded. My operator caused this accident. A station supervisor entered, followed by the young alien who had been operating the loader. The operator looked terrible, his skin still greenish from fear. Mrs. Martinez, the supervisor said. I am Station Supervisor Kren. This is Jolik, the loader operator. He wishes to speak with you. Jolik stepped forward, wringing his hands. I am so sorry. It was my first day. The controls malfunctioned, but I panicked. I should have triggered the emergency stop earlier. Your son was hurt because of me. Lisa looked at the young alien. He seemed barely old enough to work. It was an accident. No one was seriously hurt. But what you did, Jolik's voice cracked. You saved your child and my reputation. If someone had died, I would have been sent back to my homeworld in disgrace. Mistakes happen, Lisa said kindly, especially on your first day. Supervisor. Kren stepped forward. Mrs. Martinez, the station administration wants to make this right. We're offering full reimbursement for your stay, priority medical treatment for your son, and a formal apology. That's very generous, Lisa said, surprised. Also, Kren continued, we'd like to offer you employment. Our construction division could use someone with your unique abilities. Lisa blinked. Employment? But we're only here for Matt's treatment. Think about it, Kren said. Stay until his treatment is complete. If you're interested, we have housing available and the best medical care in this sector. Before Lisa could respond, another group entered the room. Commander Zexthal led 3 Vortanian guards. They moved differently now, with respect rather than suspicion. Mrs. Martinez, the commander said formally, I bring greetings from the Vortanian Council. Your actions today have been educational for us. Educational? Lisa asked. We have trained for many years to understand different species, Zexthal explained. But today we learned something new about humans, about the strength that comes from love. Is that the correct word? Matt piped up. My mom is really strong. She used to lift big things on Europa. Indeed, the commander nodded. We would like to study this phenomenon. With your permission, of course. Perhaps you could demonstrate some techniques to our trainees? Lisa was getting overwhelmed. I think you're making too big a deal of this. I just did what I had to do. That's exactly what we want to understand, Griktar said. How humans can do what they have to do even when it seems impossible. Velmar added. Our combat trainers always taught us to fight like Deathworlders. Now we realize we misunderstood what that meant. The conversation was interrupted by Lisa's tablet chiming. She checked it and saw dozens of messages. Some were from Earth, others from places she'd never heard of. What's happening? She asked. Janet looked over her shoulder. Oh, someone uploaded security footage. The video of you lifting the loader is going viral across the station network. Wait, it's on video? Everything in public areas is recorded for safety, Supervisor Kren explained. The footage is quite remarkable. Matt looked excited. Can we see it? The supervisor pulled out a projection device. A hologram appeared in the air, showing the market incident from a security camera angle. Lisa watched herself grab the loader, strained to lift it, and somehow managed to raise the huge machine. Seeing it from outside made it even more unbelievable. The loader was massive compared to her. When other aliens joined to help, their combined effort was clearly impressive, but Lisa had started it alone. Wow, Mom, Matt said. You look really cool. I look exhausted, Lisa corrected. The footage has been viewed over 1 million times in the last hour, Janet said, checking her own device. It's spreading to other stations too. Oh no, Lisa groaned. I don't want to be famous. Commander Zexthal spoke up. Fame is temporary. Understanding is permanent. What you've done will change how many species view humans. That's important. A message flashed on everyone's devices simultaneously. It was a station-wide announcement. Attention. The station administration wishes to recognize Lisa Martinez for exceptional bravery. A special ceremony will be held tomorrow in the main plaza. All species welcome. Lisa sank back in her chair. I just wanted to get Matt's treatment and go home. Matt hugged her arm. Mom, you're a hero. I'm just your mom, she said softly. But you saved Pip too, Matt pointed out. The little creature chirped in agreement from his lap. Dr. Nexrin, the alien doctor who had tested Matt earlier, entered the room. Mrs. Martinez, I wanted to discuss Matt's treatment schedule, but also... The doctor paused, looking embarrassed. Could I possibly get an autograph? My hatchlings won't believe I met the human who lifted the loader. Lisa laughed despite everything. Sure, doctor. Whatever you need. As she signed a datapad with shaky hands, Lisa realized her life had changed, completely in just a few hours. She had come to this station as a worried mother seeking medical help for her son. Now she was apparently some kind of symbol of human strength and determination. Mrs. Martinez, Zick said, "My family is hosting a gratitude celebration tonight. Please come. Bring Matt. It would mean so much to have you there." "And tomorrow," Commander Zexthal added, "the station security would be honored if you could visit our training facility, just to share your perspective on strength under pressure." Lisa looked around the room at all the expectant faces, alien and human alike. These beings saw something in her action that she herself didn't fully understand. "Okay," she said finally, "but only if Matt's comfortable with it. His treatment comes first." "Always," everyone in the room seemed to say at once. Matt squeezed his mother's hand. "It's kind of cool, Mom, you're famous." "I'm tired," Lisa said with a small smile, "and my arms hurt. Can we have dinner first, somewhere quiet?" "The best restaurant on the station," Supervisor Kren promised. "Private room, excellent food, our treat." As plans were made around her, Lisa marveled at how quickly things had changed. This morning, aliens had watched her with suspicion. Now, they looked at her with something like awe. But when she looked at Matt, safe and healing beside her, none of that mattered. She had done what any mother would do. The fact that it had changed how aliens viewed humans was just a bonus. "Come on, sweetheart," she said to Matt. "Let's go find that quiet dinner. Tomorrow will be another interesting day." 3 months later, Lisa stood at the window of their new apartment on Kithera Station. Matt was playing with Pip on the floor, both of them healthy and energetic. The apartment was bigger than their home on Europa, with a perfect view of space. "Mom, when does Dad's ship arrive?" Matt asked. "In 2 hours," Lisa said, smiling. "He's going to love this place." Lisa's husband, Mike, was coming to live with them on the station. Lisa had taken the job with the construction division, and Matt's treatment was going perfectly. The doctor said he would be completely cured in another month. The station had changed too. Everywhere Lisa walked, aliens nodded respectfully. Human visitors were treated with new kindness. The security guards acted like bodyguards rather than watchmen. "Mrs. Martinez," a voice said from the door chime. "This is Commander Zexthal. May I come in?" "Of course, Commander," Lisa said, opening the door. Zexthal entered, looking more relaxed than the first time they met. "I bring news from the Vortanian High Council." "Good news, I hope." Lisa poured him a cup of tea. He had learned to enjoy Earth drinks. "Very good news. Your video has been seen on every station in this sector. The Council has decided to update all our training programs. We're adding human maternal strength as a case study." Lisa laughed. "That sounds very official." "It is," Zexthal said seriously. "We're also establishing a new protocol. If a young of any species is in danger, security will focus on helping rather than containing. You taught us that protection looks different for different species." Ran over and hugged the commander's leg. Over the months, they had become friends. "Hi, Commander. Want to see what I learned in school?" "Of course, young Matt." As Matt showed off his alien math homework, Lisa reflected on how much had changed. She had become a sort of ambassador for humanity, but not in the way she expected. She didn't give speeches or attend fancy meetings. She just lived her life, worked her construction job, and raised her son. But aliens watched and learned. They saw that humans weren't dangerous because they were aggressive. Humans were dangerous because they would do anything to protect those they loved. "Mrs. Martinez," Zexthal said, "there's something else. The station has received requests from 17 different species. They want their young to train with human parents." "Train?" Lisa asked, confused. "Learn resilience, problem-solving, protective instincts. Apparently your approach to parenting is interesting to others." Before Lisa could respond, her tablet chimed. It was a message from Earth. "Oh," she exclaimed. "The documentary team wants to visit next month." "Another one?" Zexthal asked. "How many is that?" 7 now," Lisa sighed. I keep telling them it's not that interesting. I just lifted something heavy to save my kid. 3 tons, Matt added helpfully. Don't forget, the 3 tons part. Lisa ruffled his hair. Yes, 3 tons, though technically. Her words were cut off by the apartment's emergency panel lighting up. Red alerts flashed across all screens. Emergency in Sector G, a mechanical voice announced. Structural failure imminent. All residents evacuate immediately. Lisa was on her feet instantly. That's where the nursery is. All the young aliens go there. Without thinking, she ran out of the apartment. Zexthal and Matt followed close behind. Lisa, the commander called. Wait for proper equipment. But Lisa was already running toward Sector G. Her construction experience kicked in. Structural failure meant building supports were giving way. Children could be trapped. She arrived at the nursery to find chaos. Alien parents were panicking, trying to reach their young. The building was tilting, and support beams were cracking. How many inside? Lisa demanded. 12 younglings. A panicked caretaker replied. The emergency exit is blocked. Lisa looked at the building. It was smaller than a hover freight loader, but tilting buildings were different. More complex, more dangerous. Get everyone back, she ordered. Other humans might have questioned her authority, but aliens had learned to trust Lisa Martinez in emergencies. She circled the building using her construction knowledge to find the weakest points. If she could shore up the main support beam just for a few minutes, Lisa, no. Zexthal arrived with his security team. Engineering support is coming. How long? Lisa asked. 10 minutes, maybe 15. A loud crack echoed across the sector. The building tilted further. Lisa didn't think. She moved. Running to the main support beam, she positioned herself like she had with the loader. Not to lift this time, but to hold. Someone get those kids out now, she shouted. 3 aliens rushed past her into the building. Lisa pressed against the support beam, feeling the weight of the entire structure trying to collapse. Her arms trembled. Her legs shook. But she had done this before. Maybe not exactly like this, but close enough. Other aliens arrived. Some helped support other beams, others formed. A chain to pass the children out quickly. 9 out, someone called. 10. 11. Lisa's vision was blurring. The weight was enormous. But she held on. 12. Everyone's out. Go, Lisa grunted. Everyone clear. The aliens scattered. As soon as the last small alien was safe, Lisa let go and dove away. The building collapsed behind her with a tremendous crash. She rolled to a stop, covered in dust, and sat up slowly. Matt ran to her, Pip squeaking excitedly from his shoulder. Mom, you did it again. Not quite the same, Lisa wheezed, catching her breath. Zexthal helped her stand. Lisa Martinez, he said formally. I think it's time we stopped being surprised by what humans can do. Later that day, when Mike's ship arrived, he found his wife surrounded by grateful alien families, his son playing with species from across the galaxy, and security guards treating him like visiting royalty. What did I miss? He asked, hugging Lisa. Just another day on Kythera Station, Lisa said with a smile. But that night, as they sat together watching the stars, Mike noticed how other species reacted to his wife. The respect, the gratitude, the slight awe. They see you differently than they see other humans, he observed. Maybe, Lisa said, watching Matt play with his new alien friends, but I think it's simpler than that. They just see what any parent would do for their kids. They just haven't seen it from humans before. And now? Now they know. Humans aren't just dangerous. We're protective. There's a difference. Years later, when diplomats talked about the moment human-alien relations truly improved, they always mentioned the day a simple mother lifted a vehicle to save her child. What they didn't always mention was that it wasn't the strength that changed everything. It was the love that made the strength possible. Lisa Martinez never quite got used to being famous, but she made good use of it. She helped design safer equipment across the station. She trained other construction workers in emergency procedures. Most importantly, She showed that humans and aliens could learn from each other. And every time someone faced an impossible challenge, they remembered. If a human mother could lift 3 tons, maybe nothing was truly impossible after all. Matt grew up healthy and strong, surrounded by friends of all species. He never forgot watching his mother do the impossible, but more importantly, he never forgot why she did it. Love, it turned out, was the strongest force in the galaxy. And it didn't matter if you had 2 legs or 6, scales or skin, tentacles or hands. When it came to protecting those you cared about, all species were more alike than different. The story of Lisa Martinez became a legend throughout the galaxy, but to her family, she was just Mom, the woman who worked hard, loved fiercely, and occasionally moved unmovable objects when her kids needed saving. And on Kythera Station, that was exactly as it should be.